Welcome to History San Diego. In celebration and commemoration of the 100th anniversary of the dedication of the Pacific Milestone on November 17, 1923, in San Diego's Horton Plaza Park, let's reflect on how automobile transportation flourished all around the San Diego area during the 20th century. I'm George Farrar. We'll look at photographs and maps from those times. I'll be presenting you some interesting details and a musical retrospective. On November 17, 1923, in Washington, D.C., President Calvin Coolidge pressed a button that sounded a gong in Horton Plaza Park, which prompted Colonel Ed Fletcher to unveil the Pacific Milestone and read to the assembled crowd at these festivities a message from the President recognizing the near completion of the Southern Transcontinental Highway. I'll talk with you about early road travel and the U.S. highway designated in 1926 with the number 80, which would grow along with San Diego until its eventual upgrades and decommissioning on the California segment around 1964 when the Interstate 8 freeway came along, with the historic 80 designation on the old route being granted by the legislature in the 21st century. The milestone in Horton Plaza Park did not see this anniversary in the Plaza Park. It was removed in 2020. I have a lot to bring you, so let's get started. We'll start with maps, beginning with an early 20th century map entitled Principal Automobile Routes in and Out of San Diego City, California. And here, what looks like a map from around 1915 when the exposition was going on at Balboa Park, we see the different areas, the different places in San Diego, and we see road names, avenue names, but we don't yet see numbers because people were coming in and out of San Diego when they were doing it by road and highway through trails like the Dixie Overland Highway. And these trails would be on a network of roads. For example, the Dixie Overland Highway began on the East Coast in Savannah and then extended out to San Diego, and then you could go up to Los Angeles using multiple roads. Now, there was controversy later on that resulted in the Pacific Milestone being removed in 2020 because, of course, there was the Lee Highway. As a result of the associations that were groups of people in different states, they would honor people, and that was to really drive interest to driving on the roads. And back then, they used General Robert E. Lee. So ultimately, that's what happened. And the milestone was removed in 2020, but we had all these trails and highways that were being built all over the country, transcontinental highways. And in 1926, San Diego and the southern United States, along with other highways, got 80, Highway 80. And it extended over what was then being marketed as the Old Spanish Trail, okay? A lot of legend, nostalgia, but just simply a moniker, the Old Spanish Trail. And it extended from St. Augustine going through Jacksonville, across the Florida Panhandle, going across the Gulf states into Texas, to San Antonio, and then on into the Southwest to San Diego. Road travel by automobile in those days was somewhat more dangerous than it is today. Narrow roads, fewer gas stations, a need for these early vehicles to have plenty of gasoline, oil, and water, and going across the desert was still somewhat treacherous. So at this point, these businesses throughout the country used these trail systems and trail markers before the highway numbers came along to help people, guide people along the way, a pathway. So ultimately, the road networks grew and grew and grew, as we can begin to see on these early San Diego road maps. And now I will present to you a musical retrospective of some wonderful pictures of roads and highways and freeways in the San Diego area up to the 1960s. Enjoy. Thanks for watching this wild card show in the History San Diego series. Ahead in 2023, or what remains of 2023, I'll go on location for a San Diego history landmark profile, and in December, I'll be presenting to you Becoming a Pueblo, an epic story for you here on History San Diego about San Diego as a Pueblo of Mexico. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. See you later.